musicians, magical act tonight. Understand that please maintain social distancing, okay? Try to remain in the circles, the family circles that we have here, okay? The circles of trust, okay? Wear your mask if you're gonna be outside the circles, okay? And mingling with other people. Please wear your mask. We have bathroom facilities over here to the right, hand wash station, okay? Keep your hands nice and clean. Practice the, protocols. Without further ado, I want to introduce our tonight's act, Mr. Magic. This guy is amazing. He's been doing shows for us for the last number of years. You guys are in for a treat. It's going to be a kind of an intimate show, but you know what? You guys are going to love it. Okay? Please welcome, all the way from Norwich, Connecticut, Mr. Magic.
Dave, I gave you $25. I told you not to use the word amazing, use the word fantastic. There goes my 25 bucks, just like that. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to the Hamden Recreation Department and the magic portion of your stay here this evening. And we put together an extra special show during this evening. And during the course of the show, if you see anything I do that you like, by golly, you can clap your hands. And also, during today's show, we have a number of special things, and we'll get into that during the show. But I was asked to make a special announcement. Do you folks see how nice and clean things are here? Well, it's no accident, because your recreation director, Mr. Dave, spent the last 3 evenings mowing the lawn, raking it up, sweeping everything here so it would be nice and clean for tonight's show. So I promised him I would introduce all of you to the latest thing in garbage cans. This item right here will get rid of any garbage that you have. Here, let me show you. While I was waiting for all of you to come, I was enjoying a bottle of Coca-Cola. Now, if you want to get rid of the bottle of soda, don't throw it on the lawn. You're going to hear from that guy. Put it right in the garbage can. Now, it comes with a cloth, and the cloth has to touch whatever you want to get rid of for at least 5 seconds. So I'm not so good in math. I'll need a little bit of help. Let's count up to 5, make sure we got this one right. I'll get you started. Here we go. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5.
That's it. Now after 5 seconds, take the soda bottle, push it all the way down in the garbage can. You don't need the cloth anymore, so you can put the cloth down. You still have the soda bottle in the garbage can. And the last step is as simple as they can make it. Take the soda bottle and the garbage can and just go woof! And by golly, you can just get rid of anything just like that. Now, a little girl asked me a great question, and I allow questions during the show. She said, what would have happened if you spilled a little bit of the soda when you're getting rid of that soda bottle? Well, the garbage can may look empty to all of you, but it really isn't. It comes with 50 built-in napkins. Spill some soda, reach in, pull a napkin out, pull another one out. You could pull them out all day long, just like that. Now you folks are in for one of the greatest treats in magic shows this evening. Do you know why? Susie, do you know why? I'm glad you asked, Susie, because I came tonight with the world-famous Mystery Magic Water Jug. But you gotta empty the water out of the jug. Let me do that right now. Susie, the important thing is getting rid of every drop of water in that jug. There we go. Now I'll come back to this in just 1 second. But how many of you out there know what a knot is? Just a regular plain old knot. Raise your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, thank you, Susie. I need 10 or more people to do this next thing. Susie, if 10 or more people imagine the same thing at the same time, we can make magic happen. Let's imagine a knot on the rope right where my nose is, right there. Here we go. Just like that. But people ask me, what's the big deal about knots? Steve, you were thinking about that question. Well, here, let me show you. You probably won't believe your eyes. Steve, do you see the knot? Susie, are you paying attention over there? Do you see the knot over here, Steve? But we don't have a knot over here. The question is, can the knot over here jump to the rope over here? Let me see if anybody can figure this out. You put the two of them together and you wind them up like this, and then you apply magic dust. Voila! Just like that. Now watch this. You folks won't believe your eyes. Remember, the big knot was on the rope here. Let's see if it jumps over there. Let's check it out. Look, it's over here now. Did anybody figure that one out? What? You think I switched ropes?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Well, see, they're both white ropes, and that can be very confusing. But let me, oh yes, look at this. I came with a different colored rope. Here. Do you see the knot on the white rope? But we don't have a knot on the red rope. Can the knot on the white rope jump to the red rope? I'll do the very same thing. Steve, are you paying attention over there? Do you see the knot, Steve, on? Do I have to keep explaining this? We have the knot on the white rope. Can it jump to the red rope? Watch. I'll wind it up and I'll apply the same magic dust as before. Voila! No, Susie, this is not Tic Tacs, this is real magic dust. Now we're going to give it a candy cane spin like this. And let's see if we can make something happen. Let's check it out. But hold your applause. That wasn't the best thing that just happened. Folks, after that white knot jumped from the white rope to the red rope, look at what happened. It ended up melting itself right into the red rope. Yes, it did. Susie, you are in for one of the greatest treats in magic shows this evening. Do you know why? I'm glad you asked. Because I came tonight with the world-famous mystery magic water jug. But you got to empty the water out of the jug, and I forgot to do that. Let me do that right now, Arthur. There we go. I forgot to empty the water out of the jug. Susie, I'll come back to this in just 1 second. But how many of you out there know what this is? What is this? Yes, it is a candle. And what do you do with candles these days? What do you do with them? You do light them. And there is another thing that you can do with candles if you don't want to light the candle, and that's just take the candle and blow it away. Just like that. But Steve, I've been blowing candles away for so many years, I'm running out of candles. So I learned how to make candles. I'm going to teach all of you out here how to make a candle. You can try this at home. If you want to make a red candle, you need a red handkerchief. It's a little windy. We'll see if we can make this happen. It's all in the boom. Boom! There it is right there. By golly, look at that beautiful red candle right there. Who said that? My finger? Why, this is the best red candle your mother ever saw. But I'll tell you something, not everybody happens to like red candles. For instance, do you see Diane, the beautiful lady sitting right? Diane, nice to see you at the show, by the way. Diane will tell you she prefers a white candle over a red one. Isn't that true, Diane? Well, we need a white handkerchief. You know the secret, it's all in the boom. There's gonna be a tough boom. Boom! Oh my goodness, look at that! What are you thinking now? Take a guess. You think it's a candle? Why, this is not just a candle. Diane never saw a better white candle than that one right over there. Susie, you are in for one of the greatest treats in magic shows this evening. Do you know why? I'm glad you asked, Susie, because I came tonight with the world-famous Mystery Magic Water Jug. But you got to empty the water out of the jug. I forgot to do that. Let me do that right now. Forgot to empty the water out of the jug. Now, how many of you out there know what this is right here? What is it? Diane, what is it? It is a Rubik's Cube. And you can do some amazing things with the cube. I want to see if you're paying attention, Diane. Do you see the cube? All right, last look at the cube. I'm going to place the cube in the box, and I now will take multi-colors, different handkerchiefs. We will put the top on the box. We will stroke it 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. And by doing that, we can make all the colors come to each side. Watch. Just like that. Now, if you want to make the whole cube one color, here, let me put this back in here. Let's just grab any color right here. I will take the yellow one. We will cover it. Let's see if we can make the whole cube all yellow. Susie, are you ready? Steve, are you paying attention? Steve, you take the yellow handkerchief, Steve, and just 1 second. We stroke it 4 times. You got to do 4 times on this one. 1, 2, 3, and 4. How come she's paying attention, Steve? After 4, you take the lid off, and if all goes well, we have a full yellow cube. Just like that. Susie, you are in for one of the greatest treats in magic. Do you know why? Susie, I'm glad you asked. Because I came tonight with the world... What's the matter? You think I dumped water from here and here? Do you think that I did that? No, see, she's paying attention. Pat, do you think I took water from here and put it in here?
No.
Of course not. Here, look. There we go. There we go, just like that. Now, let's do a R65, folks. In tonight's show, we're not going to be giving anything away, but a couple shows ago, we were allowed to give a few things away, and one of the items was the rare gold pearl necklace. And a little girl received the necklace, she pulled on it, and all the golden pearls came apart. And there is only one way you can fix a broken necklace, and that is with the cup of life. Diane, the cup of life. When you take this cup, by golly, and you combine it with the heat-a-later, Susie, that's when the magic happens. Let's try and fix that little girl's necklace right now using the cup of life. Hit it, maestro. amazing cup of life right there. Now folks, about I would say 3-4 weeks ago, I bought a magazine, folks. It contained the 50 greatest people in the United States today, and I can't believe my eyes. But sitting right here in our audience tonight is a lady in that magazine, and she is in that magazine because she's considered to be perhaps the greatest lover of music from the 1950s that you will ever run into. Sally, nice to see you at the show tonight. Sally, I not only recognize you in that magazine, but I know who your favorite singer is from the 1950s. You know how I know that? Steve tipped me off. And I learned one other thing about you. And let me see if I can find that one item. Yes, here it is. I happen to learn that you like butterflies. Now, isn't that true? Have you met my friend Susie? She was in on it. So, Sally, because you are here, a special treat for you tonight. This butterfly combined with your favorite singer from the 50s because you showed up at the show tonight. Sally, are you ready? Here we go. Hit it, maestro.
Thank you. Welcome to my world. Won't you come on in? Miracles like this still happen now and then. Step into my heart. Leave your cares behind. Welcome to my world, built with you in mind. Knock and the door shall be open. Seek and you will find. Ask and you'll be given the key to this heart of mine. I'll be waiting there with my arms unfurled, waiting just for you. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my
Sally, a special treat for you because you showed up here at our show tonight, and what a pleasure it is to see you. Hardly recognize you from that magazine, but I did spot you. Thank you for coming tonight. Now, how many of you, Susie, you are in for one of the greatest treats in magic shows tonight. Do you know why? I'm glad you asked, because I came tonight with the world famous, but you got to empty the water out of the jug, and I forgot. What's the matter? You think I took water from here and put it in here? Here, let me prove. I don't think so. Let me prove it to you. Here, I brought a dry towel. I'll take the towel and I'll dump it right in the bucket, and I'll swish it all over the bucket. And if it comes out dripping, soaking wet with water, well, Sally, maybe they got a point there. You and I know as you get older, you can forget things. But look at this. Not one drop of water on the towel. Here, I'll do another thing. I'll dump my hands right in the bucket. They're dry, the bottom and the top, and I'll swish them around. the bottom and the top. The bottom and the top. Get an ending ready. Yeah, did I prove to you that there's no water in here? Are you convinced or you're not convinced? Be honest. You're not convinced. What can I do, Diane, to convince you there's no water in here?
Dump it on your head.
What? Diane, I've been asked to kick the bucket many times, but to dump the bucket, that's going a little too far. But what difference does it make, Sally? If there's no water in here, there's no water in here. Sally, are they watching the same show you and I are watching? I mean, they thought I took water from here and put it in the bucket. But, folks, I want to let you know something. About 450 or 500 years ago, or 41, there was a Japanese magician from long, long ago, and he performed what is known as the jumping candle mystery. And because of this one item, he was invited to appear before kings and queens in palaces all over the world. And when he passed on, the secret of the jumping candle mystery was gone for hundreds of years. So I decided to take a trip to Japan many years ago to see if the jumping candle mystery even existed. And I come back to all of you tonight as the only magician in the world to perform the jumping candle mystery. Sally, are you ready? Susie, are you ready? Diane? Steve? The jumping candle mystery. Hit it, maestro. Thank you. Thank you out there. The jumping candle mystery. Now, how many of you out there know what the three primary colors are today? R17, get ready. Three primary colors. Who knows what one of the colors is? Just raise your hand. What's one color, Pat?
Blue.
Blue?
Yes.
I didn't bring it with me today. But it is one of the colors. What's another color?
Red.
Yes, it is red. And do you know what the third color is? No, it's not green. No, it's not purple. Who said yellow? Yes, it is yellow. Now here's the question. if we mix red and yellow together, can we make blue, Pat?
No.
I think we can make not only blue, but any color you want to make. Hit it, maestro. Let's see if we can mix red and yellow together and come up with a little blue. We got red. We got yellow. We're looking for a little blue. Let's mix them up. Oh, look at this, Pat. There it is. What color did you think you got when you mixed red and yellow? What color?
When you mix red and yellow? Orange.
You want that orange color?
I would love it.
The man is asking for orange, Dave. We got red, we got yellow. We can make any color you want just by mixing the red and the yellow. Let's look for a little orange. Here we go. Oh, look at this. There it is right there. All right, yell out another color. Just yell it out. What color you want? Green? She wants green. Let's see if we can give her a little green. Are you ready, Susie? She wants green. We got red. We got yellow. Let's see if we can find a little green. Do you know what green looks like? There it comes. And there it is right there. All right, one more color. Yell it out. Purple. Who said purple? You want purple? She wants purple? There's only one way you can get purple. That's if everybody here yells purple. One more time. You asked for it. By golly, Pat, they asked for it. They've got it right there. There it is, right over there. You can get any color you want just by mixing the red and the yellow together. Now, folks, I mentioned to you a little earlier in the show, L33, that I bought a magazine. It contained the 50 greatest people in the United States today. And by golly, Sally, I can't believe how many famous people showed up here at this show. We've got another lady in that magazine. She's in that magazine because she's considered to be perhaps the smartest person in the United States today. And that's because she shows up at all of the shows that the Hamden Rec Department puts on. And by golly, Betsy, nice to see you come here today.
Hey, Betsy!
Betsy, I not only recognize you from that magazine, but folks, I have to share a story with all of you. Betsy was the first to arrive here for the show, and we got to talking to each other, and she told me one of the greatest stories about the United States that you will ever want to. Betsy, do you mind if I share the story with everybody? Thank you. Folks, Betsy told me that if we go back in time, maybe about 275 years, we will go back to when the United States first was born. And back then, there was a rule in every town that when it got dark outside, all the people in the town had to return to their homes at nighttime. But Betsy told me there was one person in each town that could leave his home at nighttime. And his job, folks, was to walk every street corner and light the lamp on each of the lamp posts to make the night a little brighter. And when I asked Miss Betsy the name of that famous person from long, long ago, she told me he was known as the Old Lamp Lighter.
He made the night a little brighter wherever he would go. The old lamp lighter of long, long ago. He made the night a little brighter wherever he would go. The old lamp
Thank you, Dave.
lighter of long Now if you look up in the sky, you'll understand the reason why the little stars at night are all aglow. He turns them on when night is here, he turns them off when dawn is new. The little man we left out long ago, he made the night a little brighter wherever he
See,
would
appreciate that.
the old lamplight of long, long ago.
There you have it, right there. The old lamplighter from long, long ago. You know, Betsy, I never heard of that old lamplighter till you shared that wonderful story with me earlier today, and thank you so much, you know, for doing that. Now, it's time to play a little game, and I want to see how good you are in following the Queen. I want to see if you can earn 3 points. You got 4 shots to earn 3 points. And what I do is move the cards around and you tell me where the Queen is located. Do we have some volunteer out there that would like to play Follow the Queen to try and get 3 points? Let's see. Would you like to play? Okay, great going. And you can have your friend Wally help you out if Wally, nice to see you here, by the way. Did you come with him? All right, let's see if you can follow. Are you ready? And if you need some help, you can ask any one of these people here. Here we go. I'm going to take the middle card and I'm going to put it behind this card. For 1 point, will the Queen end up in the middle, or will it be one of the 2 end cards? Are you ready? All right, here we go. I'm going to take this card, put it behind this card. As promised, the middle card behind the back card, is the Queen in the middle, or is it one of the 2 end cards for 1 point? In the middle? Yes, it is. How about a nice hand? All right, 1 point for the big fella. All right, I'm going to shuffle the cards. I want you to tell me whether the Queen ends up on the table or in my hand. And I sprained my wrist earlier today, so I'm a little clumsy. Here we go. 1 shuffle, 2 shuffles, 3 shuffles. I'm going to put the bottom card on the table. Goodness, not only did I sprain my hand, it's a little windy. For another point, is the Queen in my hand or on the table for point number 2? In my hand? Yes, it is. How about a nice hand for the big fella? Yes, indeed. If the King was on the table, the Queen was in my hand. All right, I'm going to give you a half a point on this one because I'll show you 2 cards. Are you ready? Here we go. 1 shuffle, 2 shuffles. Here are the 2 cards. The Ace and the King. As I flip the cards over, take the top card, give it a little spin. Is the Queen in my hand or on the table for a half a point? Couldn't hear.
On the table?
On it. This kid knows what he's doing. Look at that. If I have the Ace and King, how about a nice hand for the big fella? All right. This is a 1 point question to see if you can win. Are you ready? You're only going to see 1 card. Here we go. 1 second. Cue number 59, and I'll cut it. All right, 1 card. Here we go. 1 shuffle. 2 shuffles. 59 on the R. Here's the 1 card you're going to see, and it's the big fellow. As I take the cards, take the top one, spin one on the table. I'll tell you, even I don't know where the Queen is located. Where is the Queen located for all the marbles? And I tell you what, to help you out, let's poll the audience. How many of you out there think the Queen is in my hand Raise your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. None. How many of you think it's on the table? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, here's what we got. 9 think it's in my hand, 4 think it's on the table, and 5 ain't thinking right now. But it doesn't matter what they're thinking. It's all up to you. Where is the queen? In my hand. Are you ready for the final result?
From a jack to a king, I played an ace and I won a queen. You made me king of your heart.
It was a trick deck. But how about a nice hand for the big fella? What a game he played. He's earned the most points anybody has ever earned in this tricky little card game. Way to go, right over there. Well, I'm going to try and do something. It's a little windy, but we'll see how we make out with this. Children today, Sally, are not using their heads the way you and I used to use our heads when we went to school. Children today, if you ask them to add up 8, 7, 4, and 6, they can't do it unless they use a calculator. But they're not using their brains. Why, do you want to know something? I ran into a little boy that I knew, little Willie Johnson. He was 7 years old. I ran into him the other day. I said, Willie, how much X in 45? What he said to me? He said, CBS, NBC, and the Cartoon Network. Now, here, folks, I created a problem. You ask a child to make this set of blocks look like this set of blocks. They can't do it without using the recalculator. The recalculator, this will be an R12 when I lift the tools up. When you take the recalculator and you put it over the set of blocks, why, by golly, we want this set of blocks to look like this set of blocks. In 2 seconds, Sally, the amazing recalculator does the work. Here, I'll do it once again. Diane, I don't know if you saw that one. Let me redo this one more time. I very rarely will do something a second time. But we got this set of blocks. We want it to look like this set of blocks. We take the recalculator, we put it over the blocks, and by golly, Steve, in just a matter of 2 seconds, the amazing recalculator. Now, let's see if we can fool the recalculator. Susie, are you ready? Let's try and fool it. I'll reverse the order of these blocks here, and I'll take the 6 and I'll dump it in upside down. We'll take the 5, I'll put it in backwards. Here it goes. There's the 5. In it goes. Here's the 4. We'll dump the 4 in right now. Here's the 3. I'm going to put the 3 in backwards and upside down. The 2 is for you. And here's the 1. We'll put the 1 in sideways, backwards, and upside down. Steve, did we fool the recalculator? You know, what do you think, Pat?
I don't know.
I mean, I gave it a twist and a
I'm not
turn
sure.
to try and fool it. Sally, what do you think? Did we fool the recalculator? You think we fooled it? Tell you what, let's give it a real twist and a turn. I'll take the 1 to me, the 2 to you, the 3 to me, the 4 to you, the 5 to me, the 6 to you, and by golly, Steve, I'm going to take the recalculator. I'll not only put it over the blocks, I'll dump it upside down. Now, you can agree, Steve, I can't mishmash these 2 sets of blocks any more than I just did to try and fool it. Did we fool the recalculator? Diane, what are you thinking?
I think you did.
We fooled it.
Yep.
Pat, Betsy, what do you think? Jump in here.
I think you fooled that.
We got it this time? Sally, what are you thinking? We got it. Let's check it out. Now, I know that Betsy wants to see the other side of the box. Here we go. Should we try one more time, or do you think we had enough of this one?
One more.
One more, all right, let's see what I can do. Here, I'll reverse the order of the blocks. Let's try that. All right, and tell you what I'm gonna do. You can see, folks, that the 1 is all the way on the top. Let's take the 1 and put it in first. There we go. We'll take the 2 and drop the 2 in next. Here comes the 3 right here. In goes the 3. And next to go in, the 4. Here's the 5, Sally. And you clearly can see that the 6 is all the way on the bottom. But Susie, the 6 is last to go in. I give it my best shot, Betsy. What are you thinking? Did we fool the recalculator?
I think so.
We got it this
I
time?
think so.
Pat?
Yes.
Diane?
Yes, I think so.
Sally, you're in on this judgment. Did we get it? Steve? 5 people think we fooled the recalculator. Let's check it out.
Unbelievable.
Folks, the amazing recalculator right over. It does, Sally, it does all the work for the children there. What can I tell you? Well, we are very close to wrapping up our show, L3, R6. And before we do, I'd like to wrap it up by sharing with all of you this evening one of my all-time favorite stories. And this is a story about a 5-year-old boy who went to school on his first day in school. His dad sent him to school with a red handkerchief. But when he got to school, all the boys and girls made fun of him because they all had white handkerchiefs. He had a red. So he started crying, and then he got a great idea. He took that red handkerchief and poked it into his fist. And he squeezed it real tight, hoping he could turn that red handkerchief into a white. Well, in went the red, and by golly, folks, out came a white. And now all the boys and girls liked him because he had a white one just like they did. Well, he went home that day and he said, "Dad, look, I have a white handkerchief. All the boys and girls like me now." But his father said, "Son, you shouldn't be disappointed. You should be proud because you had the only red one. It made you special." Well, he didn't want to disappoint his dad. Up to his room that night he went with another idea. He took the white handkerchief and poked it back into his fist, squeezed it real tight, and using his head, hoped he could turn that white handkerchief back into a red. Well, in went the white, and by golly, out came not only the red one this time, but also the white. And he said he'll go to school and show all the children the white handkerchief, and they'll like him. And when he comes home, he'll show his dad the red one, and his dad will like him. That way, everyone will like him. And he was the only boy who had both a red and a white handkerchief. And he said, "You know, there must be something magical and extra special about this red and white handkerchief." And there was, folks, because Sally, he didn't care what color anybody liked. He had a color for everyone. Thank you.
And I'm proud to be an American.
Well, folks, thanks so much for stopping down and catching the magic portion of your time here at the Hamden Rec Department. And you folks have no idea how lucky you are to be a part of the Hamden Rec Department. How many of you ever heard of Michelangelo from many, many hundreds of years ago? Just raise your hand. Michelangelo, Diane, who spent 15 years painting the Sistine Chapel only to have the priest come out and say, I think it could use a second coat. You never saw Michelangelo show up at the Hamden Rec Department. And Sally Humpty Dumpty, who had a great fall, but a lousy summer. You never saw him here. I mean, the kind of people you see at the Hamden Rec Department are people like the lovely Miss Betsy. Betsy, who when she was in the 3rd grade, her 3rd grade teacher said, use the word fascinate in a sentence. She said, I have 9 buttons on my blouse, but I can only fascinate. Now, Betsy shows up at the Hamden Rec Department, and of course, the lovely Miss Diane. Miss Diane, who also went to the same school as Betsy did, and when the teacher said, use the word before in a sentence, she said, if 1 and 1 are 2, then 2 and 2 must be 4. You see her show up here, and my good friend Steve, by golly, my good friend Steve, who 6 weeks ago broke his toe and ended up calling a tow truck. Now Steve shows up here at the Hamden Rec Department. So folks, thanks for coming and sharing some time down here, and maybe we'll catch you somewhere down the road again. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.